All right, here's our Chapter 10 test review. This will be for the review packet that you have to work on here. For number 1, we will start by finding the surface area of a solid. For surface area of rectangular prisms, remember we do 2 times the length times the width, 2 times the length times the height, 2 times the width times the height, then we add them all together. So my length and width I'm going to call 4 and 3, length, width, and my height I'll call 7. So I need to do 2 times 4 times 3 plus 2 times 4 times 7 plus 2 times 3 times 7. Okay. 4 times 3 is 12, times 2 is 24. 4 times 7 is 28, times 2 is 56. 2 times 3 is 6, times 7 is 42. 24 plus 56 plus 42. If we add those all together, we get an answer of 122, and this is going to be miles squared. All right, for number 2, we have a triangular prism here. I like drawing out nets for these. My brain helps me process it a little bit better. All right, so this will be my side that's 20. This will be my 12. This will be my 16. I've kind of redrawn this triangle right here. All right, to get my rectangles in there, we just extend them out a little bit. There we go. There's my 3 lateral rectangles, and then again, we kind of do the same thing and make the rest of our triangle. All right, so this is 32. This is 12. This is 16. This is 32. And now I just need to find the area of each of them. All right. For the first rectangle there, I see it's 12 times 32, which is 384. 32 times 20 is 640. And then finally, 32 times 16 is 512. Right, for my triangles, right, I need my base and my height, where my right angle is. We can call either one either, but I'm using 12 and 16. 12 times 16 divided by 2 is 96, and we know that both triangles are the same. To get my total surface area, I'm going to add them all together. When I add them all together, it'll be 96 plus 96 plus 512 plus 640 plus 384. And I get a surface area of 1,728, and this is centimeters squared. All right. Number 3 is a cylinder. The surface area equation for a cylinder is 2 pi r times r plus 2 pi rh. My radius is 3. My height is 9. So I'm going to go 2 times 3.14 times 3 times 3. And then I'm going to add 2 times 3.14 times 3 times 9. All right, simplifying this a little bit. 2 times 3.14 times 3 times 3. This part simplifies to 56.52. My other one simplifies to 169.56. Adding those two together, I'm going to get a surface area of 226.08 centimeters squared. Number 4, I've got a pyramid. So if I draw out my net, it's a square base with lateral triangles coming off of it. And remember, since it's a square base, all my triangles are the same. This has a base length of 7.8 and a slant height of 11.7. Okay. So I have two different parts. I've got my square, and I need to find the area of. The area of a square is easy. It's just length times width. So we're going to do 7.8 times 7.8. Typing that in, 7.8 times 7.8. My area of my square is 60.84. For my triangles, right, I can find the area of one and then just multiply it by 4. This is going to be 7.8 times 11.7 divided by 2. And for one of these triangles, we're going to get 45.63. Multiplying it by 4, since there's 4 of them, I'm going to reach 182.52. Alright, lastly, I just need to add those two total surface areas together. Plus 182.52. And we get an answer of 243.36 meters squared. Alright, last one for surface area here. We've got number 5. Just like number 4, I've got a pyramid, but this time I've got a triangular base. So I've got a triangle, and then lateral triangles coming off of it. Okay, my base triangle is made up of a base length of 2.3, a triangle height of 2. We're going to divide that by 2. We just stick at 2.3. Okay, for my lateral triangles, okay, there's 3 of them, so if I find the area of one, I can find the area of all 3. 2.3 times 4.6 divided by 2. 6 divided by 2 is 5.29. Multiplying that by 3, since there's 3 lateral triangles, I get 15.87. To get my total surface area, 2.3 plus 15.87. I'm going to get an answer of 18.17 feet squared. Alright, numbers 6, 7, and 8, I'll have us all find volume. Number volume for a rectangular prism is given by length times width times height, where this part right here represents my base area. Okay, 7 times 4 times 3 is how I would do that, by filling in all my numbers. 7 times 4 times 3 is 84 cubic millimeters. Remember, for volume, we're working in cube units. For number 7, I'm already given a base area, so I can use the general form, that. My base area is 74. My height is 10, meaning my total volume is 740 cubic centimeters. For number 8, my base area, my base is a triangle, so I need to do base times height of the triangle divided by 2 times the height of the pyramid, right? Where this is my base, 16 is my triangle height, 32 is the height of the prism, the pyramid. Okay, so I need 12 times 16 divided by 2 times 30. 12 times 16 divided by 2 times 32. And I get a volume of 3,072 cubic centimeters. right, for the next three, we all have pyramids. The same thing applies, right? It's volume equals base times height. Except for pyramids, we have to divide by 3, since it takes 3 pyramids of water to fill up 1 cube of water with the same base area and height. So for this first one, I have 48 as my base area, 4 is my height, divided by 3. And I get 64, and this will be cubic centimeters. For number 2, I've got a rectangular base, so I'm going to substitute in B for length times width, and then keep height the same, divide by 3. Okay, 9 times 4 times 5 divided by 3. 5 times 4 times 9 divided by 3. And we'll get 60 cubic centimeters for that answer. Number 11. Right, my base is a triangle now, so I need to do, right, my 6 times 3 divided by 2. That's the base area. Okay, I'm multiplying it by how tall it is. That's 4. And then we divide it by 3. So 6 times 3 divided by 2 will give me the area of the bottom triangle. That's 9. Multiplied by 4 gives me, like if this was a cube, that would give me the total volume. But since it's a pyramid, we have to divide that by 3. My total volume is 12 cubic centimeters. Right, last page here. For number 12, it's asking us to describe the intersection of a plane and a solid. Really just saying, okay, if I take this plane-shaped thing and I cut through an object, what shape am I going to get? Well, a plane cutting through the middle of a cylinder is going to result in a circle. You can see it right there. Okay. A plane cutting through the top of a pyramid, it's going to result in a triangular-based pyramid is a triangle. And if I do the same for a rectangular prism, it's just going to be a rectangle. Okay. For number 13, it's asking us to find the surface area. I've got 2 different parts here. I've got a rectangular prism, and then I've got this pyramid sitting on top. Notice that for my rectangular prism, I'm not going to include like this top side of it because it's not on the outside. Same thing for the pyramid. They kind of share that side. I actually don't need that at all. Okay. So when we start, I'm going to start with my rectangular prism. I'm going to draw a quick sketch of it. All right. My rectangular prism surface area is going to be given by length times width. Right. I don't want the top one, so I'm not going to multiply it by 2. But there are still 2 lateral sides that are length times height, and there are still 2 lateral sides that are width times height. All right. When I look at this, this is going to be length, width, height for me. Length times width is 4 times 4. 2 times 4 times 3 will be length times 2 times length times height. And then kind of the same thing for the other one there. 4 times 4 is 16. 2 times 4 is 8. Times 3 is 24. Same thing here. 16 plus 24 plus 24 gives us a surface area of 64 millimeters squared, right? I'm not working with volume now. I'm looking at what is the surface area. For my pyramid, right, if I draw a quick sketch of it, not the greatest, but it'll do. Okay. We see my bottom side is missing, so I only really need the lateral sides. And those are made from triangles that have a base of 4 and a slant height of 5. So I'm going to do 4 times 5 divided by 2. This is going to be 10. And then since there's 4 lateral sides, I'm going to multiply this by 4, and I get 40 square millimeters. Okay. To find the total surface area, we're just going to add these two together, and we'll get a total of 104 square millimeters. All right. Number 14, last one, says an ice block is the shape of a rectangular prism with a length of 40, a width of 4, and a height of 4. You cut it in half, forming 2 blocks, each with a length of 20. What is the percent increase in total surface area? All right, lots going on here. But if we break it down, we can kind of help this make it a little bit easier. So I'm going to start with my first rectangular prism, which is really, 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 really skinny, but it's really long. Okay, it's only got a height of 4. So it'll look something like that. Okay, where this has a length of 40, a width of 4, a height of 4. Okay, to find the surface area of this one, okay, it's 2 times length times width, plus 2 length height, plus 2 width height. Okay, my first one, length times width, again I'm calling this length, this width, this height, is 2 times 40 times 4. My next one is the same, 2 times 40 times 4. And then my last one is 2 times 4 times 4. Okay. For this, I've got 320. We'll simplify there. 320 again. And then 2 times 4 is 32. Okay. When I add everything together, I get 672 square inches. And that's the surface area of the first one. Okay. Draw a little line here. My second ones look like this. Now I've taken that ice block and I've cut it in half. So it's not going to be as long. But instead now I have 2 of them. Okay, so this is 20, this is 4, this is 4. Okay, just like before, our surface area equation is the exact same. 2 times length times width times 2 times length times height plus 2 times width times height. Except at the end we're going to multiply by 2 since I know there's 2 of them. Okay, so starting to solve this out, we get 2 times 20 times 4 plus 2 times 20 times 4 plus 2 times 4 times 4. Okay. 2 times 20 is 40. 40 times 4 is 160. Plus 160 plus 32 again. Okay. 160 plus 160 plus 32 is 352. But again, it tells me that there are 2 of them. There are 2 blocks now. Each of them are the same, so we can just multiply this by 2. And I get a total surface area here of 704 square inches. Okay. Lastly, it's asking about this percent increase. So this actually goes back to chapter 6. This is where we take our new value minus our original value, divide by the original value, and multiply by 100. Right, we're looking for some sort of percent. So again, we'll start with our biggest number, 704. Subtract it by 672. Okay, we have to think which one did I start with. I started with the block fully intact. So I actually started with 672. And then we'll multiply it by 100. All right. So 704 minus 672 is 32. So I can kind of rewrite this. 32 divided by 672 times 100. 32 divided by 672 and multiplying by 100 gives me a decimal, or a percentage of 4.76 when we round, And since I went from 672 up to 704, we would say this is an increase. Okay, there's our chapter 10 test review.